everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1972 movie, The Last House on the Left. This is for day 26 of my 31 Days of Horror. The movie is written and directed by Wes Craven, and this movie follows two girls who are trying to go to a concert when on their way, they're wanting to buy some drugs and everything, and they meet these people that they think is going to sell them drugs. It turns out they're some escaped prisoners who end up taking them out into the backwoods and torturing them and raping them and everything. And then when they get done, they end up going to the house that ends up being the house of one of the girls that was raped and killed. And their parents kind of find out everything that they did to their daughter and everything, and take their revenge. This is a pretty good movie. It's kind of hard to watch though. I mainly in the rape scene. I don't like rape scenes and everything. I mean, which I think that's what the whole point of this movie was to make you feel uncomfortable and everything, and it worked on that for sure and everything. But it has a pretty good cast. Sandra Peabody plays Marie Collingwood, and I think she does a good job and everything. She's a really good character and everything. I really hated when she got raped and killed. I hated to see her die and everything, in such a brutal way too. Lucy Grantham plays her friend Phyllis, who's going with her to the concert, and she gets tortured quite a bit too, and it's kind of brutal and hard to watch at times and everything. Especially like there's a scene where they make her pee her pants and everything, and just to humiliate her and everything. It's really hard to watch. David A. Hess plays Krug, who is like the leader of the group of people, and he's the one that rapes Marie, and he's just a very unlikable character. But I think that David A. Hess does a really great job playing him and everything. He really makes you hate the character and everything, but his performance is really good. Fred Lincoln plays Weasel, another one of the ones that's really not very likable out of the group. I mean, none of them are really likable, but he's not very likable either. But he does a good job. Jeremy Rain plays Sadie, who's the only girl in the group that's in their group, and she's just as psychotic and crazy as they are, and very unlikable. Her death was pretty satisfying too. Weasel's death was satisfying too. He's thinking he's getting a blowjob from Marie's mom and everything, and she pretty much bites his dick off, and I'm guessing he dies from bleeding to death. I'm not for sure. She might have stabbed him with something, I'm not sure. But his death was very satisfying in this movie. Sadie's death was also pretty satisfying. She gets knocked into the swimming pool, and when she's trying to climb out, Estelle slits her throat. It's a pretty satisfying death too. Mark Scheffler plays Junior, who is the one person in the group that actually acts like he has common sense and everything, and you can tell that he doesn't like doing what they're doing and stuff and everything. But even though he is sympathetic in turn that he's doing it because he feels like that's the only way he's going to survive it and everything, I think he's still a very selfish character, and I didn't really like him. I mean, I know they humanized him and everything, but I still don't like the character, because I mean, he is a coward and everything, and he ends up killing himself towards the end of the movie and everything. He's the only one that didn't really get a satisfying death, really, to me. He was just a big coward. Cynthia Carr plays Estelle, who is Marie's mom, and she's very likable and everything. Get down, Harley. But she is just and everything. I really like her character. I really feel bad for her when they find out that their daughter's dead and everything. But I think her performance was really good. And Gaylor St. James plays Dr. John Collingwood, and I think he did a good job too. The chemistry between him and Estelle are really good and everything. And then there's these two cops. I'm not sure who played them, but they're like really big idiotic cops and everything, which I heard that Halloween 5 had the cops in Halloween 5 were inspired by these two idiots, and I can completely see where they were coming from on that. But I think these two might have actually been more idiots than the cops in the Halloween movie. They're just really, really stupid. I'm pretty sure if Fred Foreman watched this movie on That 70s Show, he would have been calling them a dumbass, because they were just really dumb characters and everything. And it's really sad that I actually know people that are about as dumb as those characters were in real life. I've met people that are that idiotic and everything. But yeah, so the cinematography in this movie I think is pretty good too. You can tell that this movie was made on a small budget, and it is an exploitation film. It has that feel to it. It feels dirty and gritty, stuff kind of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre did, except this movie is a lot worse on that and everything. But you could tell that this movie's budget wasn't very big, but I do still like the cinematography, like the wood setting and everything. It felt really real and stuff, kind of like on the cinematography in the Friday the 13th movies. And David A. Hess, who plays Krug, also does the score for the movie, and for the most part I like the score, but there's some scenes in the score with the cops, get down baby, that just is not that good and everything. It sounds really dumb and cartoony and everything, and the cops really kind of took me out of the movie, because they were comic relief and stuff, and it just, while I thought they were kind of amusing, they also just, they don't feel like they fit into this movie and everything. But I'd give Last House on the Left 1972 a 7 out of 10. It's because of how, get down, dang buddy, sorry. But I'd give it a 7 out of 10 because of how brutal it is and hard it is to watch. It's not one that I probably would want to rewatch very often and everything. But it's one of the Wes Craven movies I haven't seen yet, and I had wanted to see it, so I went ahead and put it on my list for 31 Days of Horror and everything. And I thought it was an alright movie and everything. I remember when the remake came out, I did see that one, and I didn't like it. I might give it a rewatch and review that one too sometime. I don't know when, but sometime. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the original version of The Last House on the Left. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's a masterpiece classic, or do you think it's just one of those that's okay? It's not really an easy watch and everything, and I think it is I think it is very well made and everything. It's just not one that I don't want to rewatch very often because of how brutal it is and everything. But let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day.
This is the song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend.
That's enough, guys.
Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is the song that